In a hidden corner of the Enchanted Forest, beneath a silver toadstool with glowing spots, lived a tiny mouse named Milo. Milo wasn't just any ordinary mouse. He was a moonlight mouse with silvery fur that sparkled softly in the dark and big, dreamy eyes that always looked up at the stars. Milo lived in a cozy burrow tucked inside the roots of an old whispering tree, alongside his kind and sleepy older brother, Max. Their burrow was lined with cloud moss, soft as feathers, and smelled of wild lavender. At night, tiny fireflies danced around their doorway, lighting it up like a fairy lantern. Every evening, Max would tuck Milo in with a warm petal blanket, hum a lullaby, and whisper, "Sweet dreams, little mouse." Then they would drift off to sleep beneath a magical night sky that shimmered through a crack in the tree bark. But one starry night, as the wind hummed through the leaves and the moon shone extra bright, Milo wriggled in his bed, unable to sleep. Max was snoring, not loudly, but with little poof sounds, like a dragon puffing smoke in his dreams. Normally, Milo found it funny, but tonight he felt something stir inside him, a little whisper that said, "Go explore. The night is full of magic." So, with a big yawn and a stretch of his tiny paws, Milo tiptoed out of bed, slipped on his glowberry hat, a tiny cap made from a glowing fruit, and stepped out into the nighttime world. The Enchanted Forest was peaceful and glowing. The grass shimmered with stardust. The moonbeams painted the world in silver. Milo followed a trail of twinkling mushrooms that lit up with every step he took, as if welcoming him on a magical adventure. He wandered through the glimmering grove, where flowers only bloomed at night and sang the softest lullabies to the stars. He passed by a pond made of liquid moonlight, where tiny frogs with crystal crowns floated on lily pads like royalty. One of them winked at Milo and whispered, "Sleepy mouse, are you chasing dreams or running from snores?" Milo giggled and kept walking, his little feet tapping quietly on mossy paths. Then he reached the midnight meadow, a hidden field filled with floating dandelions, glowing butterflies, and drifting dream bubbles. The air sparkled like sugar dust. Milo had never seen anything so magical. He laid down in the soft clover and watched the sky swirl with glowing shapes, a whale made of starlight, a ship flying across the moon, and a dragon curling into a sleepy spiral. It was quiet, but not too quiet. The kind of quiet that wraps around you like a hug. But as the night deepened, Milo felt a tiny ache in his heart. Something was missing. Not the cloud muskbed, not the lavender smell, but Max's sleepy poof, snore, and the soft hum of their shared home. He sat up, hugged his tail, and looked up at the moon. "Maybe," he whispered, "being a big mouse doesn't mean sleeping alone. Maybe it means knowing where you feel most loved." So he turned around, retraced his glowing steps through the forest, waved goodbye to the crystal frogs, and tiptoed past the dandelion fairies. When he reached the whispering tree, its bark glowed warmly, as if it had been waiting just for him. He peeked inside the burrow, and there was Max, still curled up in bed, one eye open, and a sleepy smile on his face. "I knew you'd be back," Max mumbled, lifting the petal blanket. Milo snuggled into his soft woolen bed, let out a tiny sigh, and felt Max gently pat his head. The sounds of the enchanted forest faded into the distance. And this time, when Max started his soft poof-poof snoring, Milo smiled. Because in all the magical places he had visited, no dream was as warm as home.